What up, what up, what up? Bankroll 10 batted up. I'm up in here. Second video for today. Batted up. 96 Impala SS. So, there I go, tripping on shit. So, the back wheel, as you can see, I'm still tripping on shit. It's all good. I didn't prep for this. All right, so it's on there. Boom, the wheel could be moved back, but where the wheel is sitting at right there, okay, it is pretty far in there. Now this is off of somebody else's measurements, not off of mine, so that's pretty far in there, but the farther back it is in there when it's on the ground. Let me step up on my step here. Booyah. So, you know, you see the car more this way. You don't see it from the angle of looking up at it. You see the angle from looking down at it. So, anyways, I can still adjust the rear and back a little bit, this and that, but showing everybody what I did, what I'm talking about. So, boom. So you can see right there, there's the caliper, and there's the frame at the height that's at right now. So, what I'm talking about with clocking the ends. So I'm gonna end up cutting the end off, putting my narrowing bar back in the housing, so that way I can cut the end off right at this weld, and I'll be able to clock this down, which will bring this caliper down here. So then the travel of it, it won't go and hit the frame. I'm not gonna do a frame notch on it just for that. So now here's the other thing, is you got anti-roll. You see how the anti-roll's in there? Boom. Comes off of there. Boom. Now look at the fill for the pumpkin. Okay, so right now, there's about 2.5 inches right there. So if this is ride height, it could, on a decent bump, it could go and bam, hit there. So I'm gonna cut this off and plate this hole in. Because besides that, you got the bump out over the rear end, which will still, you know, this is basically gonna be ride height, where it's at. You can see the rear end is at a -3 on the pinion, which is fine. You can see that when I put the boxes on, I angled them towards the back. And the reason I angled these towards the back is because you end up running into problems with the coilover, the spring hitting here. If these were, you know, twisted underneath more, clocked underneath more, the spring ends up hitting here because these cars are so tight to deal with. When you put that cross brace in there and the anti-roll setup, it's just a pain in the ass. So that, with that cut off, it doesn't need it. I did check the pig, and the pig, you know, is the front section that goes in here with the gear and everything on it. It does have a fill right on that side that I'll be able to get to. It takes 3 cords, 2.5 cords, whatever it takes. But another thing that I don't like with these housings is this one takes a seal inside here. Or normally the one I like is when the bearing goes on here, it has an O-ring on the outside of the bearing that seals it. I hate the one with this inside. I hate it. So now that's where we're at is, okay, yeah. The other thing is, if you see on the back of the rim here, you see I got one 1/4 inch spacer, 2 1/4 inch spacers. This 1/4 inch spacer is to represent the rotor. This 1/4 inch spacer obviously needed to clear the frame. So that's very, very tight to the frame. So I could possibly get away with putting another 1/4 inch spacer on there. We have the ET lug nuts. I wanted these ETs to not be capped. I wanted these to be open. But the back, when they ordered the axles, they only got these little studs, and they're 1/2 inch by 20, but they're not threaded all the way to the outside. So the ET lug nut, this is an ET chrome cap lug nut. What the hell did I do with the other ones already? So, all right, here we go. So this one right here is the 12mm 1.5. I wanted these to be for the back 1/2 inch by 20. And then the other ones are 1/2 inch by 20, which are on the back. And I wanted these to be vice versa. So I'll probably change that around because I want to be able to see in the end of it to see how much thread is on there. So worst comes to worst, what I'm going to have to do here with this now, see, this is all custom. So with this now is the studs are probably going to need to be changed to bring the wheel out a little bit more because I'm afraid the rim will end up hitting the frame, but maybe not. But I mean, that's pretty damn close. And right now the axle's hanging on the bearing. So anyways, you can move it off. But that's where we're at. That's what I was talking about with clearance issues and all that. So Bankrolll 10 Better at Customs. Got you guys a second video for today. So that way I can keep going on this thing. But all right, y'all. Bankrolll 10 Better up. I'm out. Appreciate y'all.